It all leads to this moment. It started with stepping out and discovering what you're capable of. Planning your future while learning, serving, and getting a real collegiate experience. Because the place you start can change everything. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
that's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
You belong at Itawamba Community College, and it all begins with orientation. Sign-ups are live, and this is your chance to get registered for classes, meet new friends, and get ready for an exciting year at ICC. Don't wait, spots are limited, and they're going fast. Head to iccms.edu/orientation and sign up today. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.
Good afternoon and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the ICC Hour here on Super Talk Mississippi 101.9 FM. I'm your host, Adam Gore, and I greatly appreciate you guys taking time out of your Tuesday afternoon to join us. Now, as you know, over the past year, we've been talking about celebrating our 20 years on the air with the ICC Hour. We've talked about a lot of the individuals, the programs, the recognitions, all those things that make ICC such a great place. Well, today we're going to focus on one of those people that have been a long-time part of our history here at ICC, and that's Brother Chris Burrows, the former BSU director and former athletic teams chaplain here at Itawamba Community College. Now, if you know Brother Chris and me, when we get together and chit-chat, it's going to take a little while. So this is going to be part of the conversation we had during a weather delay during softball season. So got a chance to sit back and talk with Brother Chris about a lot of things. And so I hope you sit back, grab an ice cold Coke, and enjoy today's show as we get set for the ICC Hour. We'll go ahead and join that conversation already in progress.
As we are in a lightning delay, Brother Chris, can you hear me good?
I can hear you, Adam. What about me?
I got you. So one thing I've been wanting to do lately, and I hope to do this again, I've been wanting to get you on the ICC Hour to just talk about your time at ICC. Of course, for those that don't know Brother Chris, he was the former BSU director here at ICC for how many years?
28, Adam.
So you put in plenty of time here at ICC. You saw many great athletes, many great students come through. But let's just go back to the beginning, Brother Chris. And when you took the job here at ICC as the BSU director, man, the campus and things have changed so much. But just some early memories of your time.
It's incredible. It's just absolutely incredible what has happened at Itawamba Community College, Adam. But I became the team chaplain for the athletic teams my first year here. Tommy Morton, that's really stepping back. Tommy Morton asked me if I would be willing to do that, and I began with football and moved to the rest of the sports after that. So I've been blessed not only at the BSU, but within the athletic department that the school allowed me that opportunity and gave me the freedom to do that.
Well, of course, the BSU is one of the largest student programs on campus.
Hey, oldest and largest.
Yeah, oldest and largest.
Yeah.
That's true.
There we go.
So did you start it, or was somebody here before you?
It started in 1948,
okay.
And it had part-time directors until Wayne Vandiver came along. Wayne Vandiver came along, Adam, in the early 80s, and Wayne did, I think it was 9 years here, did outstanding bang-up work, and then was moving to another position. And there was an interim director that took his place for a year, and I followed him in 1996. I came on in August of 1996 from the Journal, and I maintained my position with the Associated Press writing there. But my full-time job basically became BSU director at ICC in 1996, and I retired. This is my second year.
Okay, so let's just talk about what did the BSU look like in 1996 when you took it over?
It was different, Adam. It was active and it had great people, but we had a little bit different philosophies that my bosses wanted to incorporate and that I wanted to do too. And part of that was expanding, the reach of the school, paying off some debts that the BSU had in terms of their building and property. And we were able to do that. And at the same time, man, it's like coaching. You're only as good as your kids.
Right.
You're only as good as your players. And I had terrific players, and I had people here on campus that really wanted it to succeed, and you got to have that.
Right.
I had Dr. Cole wanted it to succeed, and there were other people from other denominations, that wanted it to succeed too. So I was fortunate to have that.
So explain to us how the Baptist Student Union is structured and funded for those that may not know a lot about it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Adam. The way it's funded is the director is paid a salary by the Mississippi Baptist Convention, and the churches contribute to the Mississippi Baptist Convention through what's called a cooperative program, and my salary is paid from that. But the program, the actual what you can do on the campus, is caused by the 143 Southern Baptist churches in the 5-county area back then. They individually contributed to the program. And when I came aboard, there were about 35 to 40 programs that contributed. By the time I left, it was 87, which is really an incredibly high percentage for the rest of the state. And we were able to do things here, like a water party, like a luncheon. We were ahead of the curve in being able to do some of those things because the people financially contributed, and we had good support on campus that went, yeah, we want these activities. Yes, if you can put these things together, we're all for it. And we're probably best known, and you've mentioned it, for the water party. The luncheon was always in place and has been for 35, 40 years. But we incorporated the water party, and it's the largest. No other community college, a few have tried to wave at it and do it, but, by and large, Itawamba does it very well. And we've also done it because we had help to do it. We had a city that went, sure, we're going to lend you the fire truck. And we had a waterway that went, yeah, we got water.
Yeah.
And we had students that wanted to play and be a part of things. So, again, you can't do anything without help from other people. And the BSU, through the years, has been fortunate to have good help.
Yeah, that water party is the highlight of a welcome week at ICC that always kicks off the start of the summer semester or the fall semester.
I know you were a part of that.
I was.
And someone asked me what my favorite memory of that was, and I've got a lot, but one of them the other day, it was mentioned Tim Dillard, is working for the Milwaukee Brewers, color guy, and Tim is fantastic. And at the time, the water party, when he was here, we had a station that was water balloons that you threw. Mm-hmm. And let me tell you, when Tim Dillard got to that part, students were like, he can't play. He's killing us. He's throwing balloons, hitting us in the head, and we can't compete with that. And I remember him doing that, and I enjoyed watching that very much.
It's those special memories, and I know you're a lot like me. You like to see these kids come together as strangers, maybe even rivals in high school.
Sure.
Never have interacted with each other, don't know each other well.
Absolutely.
But then when they come here, then all of a sudden you look down the road, you're seeing kids getting married, have 1 or 2, 3 kids,
Absolutely.
and then, 10, 15 years down the road, still just as close as they were here. Just talk about those type of memories and what they mean to you.
It makes you feel terrific, Adam, because I was here long enough to where I actually had the children of students that I had right on the front end. And I know you were you were close to the front end, when you were here. And that's just a bang-o zowie. But I tell people I have lost a lot of money through the years buying wedding presents and going to weddings and attending, please come to the hospital, our baby's been born, can you come pray for our baby? And that's just a joy and a thrill.
Yes.
And as far as the athletics, it's great to see, like today was sophomore day, and I thought to myself, these ladies are going to be great mothers, great wives, great workers, the people you want to go to church with, the people that you want working beside you. They are going to be the people that you go, wow, look at what that school was able to provide for them. And it just makes you feel like $1 million.
What would you say would be the biggest thing that helped the Baptist Student Union grow to be what it is today? Well,
again, Adam, it's people. But I think part of it was there at the time that I came in, across the country, a lot of college campus organizations, religious organizations, where we keep to ourselves and we kind of minister to our own and we take care of our groups. And here we were able to go, hey, why can't we be involved in other things? Why can't we expand the reach? And I think biblically, the light that shines the brightest is obviously the one that's in your house, but you got to open up the windows.
Right.
And you got to get the light out there for people to realize what you're doing. And I also think, too, that, there are a lot of kids that come from a faith-based background that are looking for a place, or they're looking for people of like-minded. And, at public schools, occasionally, that's hard to find.
Right.
And Itawamba was very faith-friendly, as much as a public school, could be. And all those things helped. And, we helped with things that a lot of people didn't want to help with, like move-in day.
Right.
And I'm not trying to eliminate other groups, because other people now have jumped on that.
Yes,
and that's what you want. Yeah. That's what you want to see. But, we were able to be involved in things. We helped with pageants. We helped with cookouts. We did the dirty work, the tough stuff, and I think that helped. I think that helped a lot. And, of course, one of the great things that we got going early was Coach Roy Cressup, the athletic director and housing director for years, asked, hey, would y'all be interested in running the concession stand for the baseball team? And that turned out to be a 30-year, almost now 30-year financial boom for supporting summer missions. And our group has taken 27 trips across the country. The new director, Matt Stark, fabulous. Much better than me.
Nah.
Matt has taken them internationally. Has taken them to Europe twice. And, that's helped funded by that. So, I think that's probably, we were in the right place at the right time with an opportunity to do some things that hadn't been done before. So we were able to think outside the box and do that. And I think that's one reason why we've succeeded.
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
That's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
ICC fans, we've got you covered like never before. The all-new Let'sGoICC.com is your award-winning home for everything ICC athletics, and when it's game time or showtime, head to Let'sGoICCTV.com, the official streaming home for ICC athletics, fine arts, and other special events. Watch it live or on demand anytime, anywhere. Let'sGoICC.com and Let'sGoICCTV.com, your front row seat for all things ICC.
Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.
You belong at Itawamba Community College, and it all begins with orientation. Sign-ups are live, and this is your chance to get registered for classes, meet new friends, and get ready for an exciting year at ICC. Don't wait, spots are limited, and they're going fast. Head to iccms.edu/orientation and sign up today. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.
Head to Little Caesars and try new dippable 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99. With 16 deliciously shareable sticks, there are 16 reasons to try. Reason 1, they have a spicy side. Stop it, you naughty jalapeno. Reason 2, they're baking me hungry. Reason 3, pepperoni? Don't have to twist my arm. Reason 4, cheese? Yes, please. Reason 5, oh no, I'm running out of time. Try sharing Little Caesars new 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99.
Pizza.
Reason 16, did I mention they're dippable?
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
We're talking with Brother Chris, former director of the Baptist Student Union here on campus at Itawamba Community College, and I'm also proud to say a good friend of mine, Brother Chris.
Well, you're kind, Adam. You are too.
Brother Chris, let's just talk about this. You talked about the international right there, going on that international aspect of going on the mission trips.
Yeah.
But one of the biggest things that you did, I know you're a humble guy, you don't want to talk about this, but one thing, or not want to talk about it, but wouldn't brag on yourself about
Thank you, Adam.
But you always made it a point, tennis, softball, basketball, those international kids, soccer, you always made it a point to reach out and let them know that
Jesus loved them
too.
too.
Jesus loved them too. But you always wanted to make, you understood that they just couldn't load up and go home. So you wanted to make ICC as much as home for them as you could.
And there were other BSUs that were good at that too, Adam. Southern Miss was good at that. Mississippi State's good at that. I'm not trying to leave anybody out. Jones, there were others. But, yeah, we were on the front end of that, and our coaches did a good job of recruiting, getting good kids in from, places. But the problem was, where you can't drive home on Thursday night. Or, you can't take an extra weekend home, take the clothes home and let mom wash. They didn't have that. So we worked at that. And, I think, too, Adam, in my position, which made it a little bit different from others, was I wasn't really – I mean, obviously, I'm proud to be an American. I have relatives that are decorated veterans, and I'm proud to be an American. But I wanted those kids to understand that it wasn't my job to convert them to being an American if they were from Germany.
Right.
I wanted them to know about Jesus.
Right.
I wanted them to know that, that God's a big God. And, that was the approach that I was able to take, and I'm grateful for that. I still get some letters internationally every once in a while from students. I tried to buy Bibles for as many as I could. And then it got to be we had so many that I couldn't find enough Bibles. But a lot of them would send me a note and say, I've still got the Bible, that you sent me. And that meant a lot. And then our students, too, at the BSU made sure they incorporated them in, hey, let's go eat at McDonald's, or let's go eat at Waffle House, or, hey, I'm going home for the weekend. Would you like to come home with me? And, we were able to do that, and I'm very grateful for that. But, yeah, as far as mission trips, I confined mine to the 50 states. We went coast to coast, Alaska to New York City.
Do you have a favorite that kind of sticks out in your mind?
I'm going to tell you, there's not a place that I went that I regretted going at them or went, gee, it just didn't go well. But in terms of taking kids someplace, Alaska's fabulous, and so is San Francisco. You get a little pushback, in Marin County because that's the most anti-Jesus type area in the country. But we got a lot of good response from those folks. And, of course, it was eye-opening for our people. A lot of our kids had never been there. And that's another great thing about it, was many of our kids, all the mission trips we took, they'd never been on a plane.
Right.
And you're part of a big moment of their life. And but, man, San Francisco, Baltimore, New York City. We went to a small town in Vermont the year after they had a shooting in the school. And I'm trying to remember the name of the town in Vermont. Sad that I get Randolph, okay. Vermont. That was a great trip, and they were really thrilled. And I'll share this with you because I know you can understand this. We were in Kansas City one year doing work, and it was the year that Katrina had hit the coast. And we went to church that Sunday morning at one of the, big Southern Baptist churches there because, I'm compelled to do that.
Yes.
But anyway, while we were there, we had one of the senior adults that went, hey, you had Katrina hit the coast, where you were. Why didn't y'all just stay there and do that? And I think that's a fair question.
Right.
But I explained to him, Jesus told us to go. And just because something bad happened where we were, that didn't excuse us from going, well, we can't go and do something where they need us.
Right.
And the places that we've always been have always needed us. And our kids did grunt work. One thing that Itawamba was noted for on a national basis, Adam, was that our community college would do spring breaks where our kids would do grunt work.
Yeah.
They weren't too proud to, to scrub a toilet, or they
right.
weren't too proud to lift things and sweat. And, man, people love it when you do that. You can really speak the word of Jesus to people when they see you're actually performing and doing something that,
Mm-hmm. Now, we talked about the internationals, and one of them, not international, but out of state, Coco.
Yeah.
Somebody like that comes to mind, a former softball player.
Absolutely.
She's one of those that when she comes back, man, she loves the place. But when she comes back, she always asks for certain people, you and Dr. Case.
Well,
and so when you have students like that, especially a student like Coco, just
Yeah.
good people, good family. But that's what our jobs are about.
It is, and Adam, I'm originally from East Tennessee in the mountains, and Coco, Dawson is from Sequatchie County, which is a neighboring county to mine. And man, mountain people are fabulous people, and when they come to Mississippi, they're just blown away by the way Mississippi is. And I know we loved having her late grandfather, would always dress up, and he had the ZZ Top beard, the whole bit. And, they would cook and bring stuff, not moonshine, but they would cook and bring stuff. And, the out-of-staters were just fabulous. And, I wanted them to know, hey, I'm from another place, and I came here and made a home, and, have been blessed and had people that took care of me, and I want you to know that I'm here for you. And, I got to admit, it's like Shan's on the team. Shan's is a Tennessean, outside of Jackson. And then I remember the other night I was looking through some of the past things I saw where Macy, from the town or from the county that you can't pronounce, Obion County. Obion County.
Yeah, I could never get it. But here you said it's easy.
Yeah, it's easy because I know those places. But I always enjoyed that, Adam. With sports travels and things, you and I have been to every. If there's a gym in Mississippi that you and I haven't been to, they started building it this morning.
You're right.
And and we've done those. And it would always enjoy me when I would work in enrollment and orientation, and kids would go, well, I'd say, where are you from? And they go like, you probably hadn't heard of it. It's Thaxton. I'm like, yeah, I know where Thaxton is. Or I know where those places are. Absolutely. I know where Bigby is, and I know where Cleveland is. I know where all those places are, and I know you do too. And that's fun, when you have kids from those places.
Well, we're in the middle of a lightning delay, and it looks like it's going to be delayed a little bit more now that we've got a little bit of lightning flash and thunder clapping through there. Your score right now, 2-1 in the bottom of, or actually moving to the top of the sixth inning here between ICC and East Central in Game 2. Brother Chris, I always hate putting people on the spot, but, we talked about Coco. What are some other names of kids that just hold a special place in your heart?
Well, Adam, and I mean this sincerely, and this is going to sound bad. I was here for 28 years, and people would occasionally ask me, they would say, have you got a favorite BSUer?
Right.
And I would tell them, yeah, I do. I have one. And by the time I finished here, I had two. And I would always tell them the one that grew up in my house and came to the BSU, and I had a chance to be the BSU director to my oldest daughter, Andy, and my youngest son, Matthew. Those are my two favorite BSUers. And, and that's nothing against the others, because they're all great. They're all your children. And it's the same way I know with athletic teams. Man, there's certain teams that you love them all. Some are a little bit closer.
Yes.
Some you're a little bit more emotionally involved with, or the situations with their families, and that changes things, obviously.
Right.
But, I would say my children are, were probably my two favorites.
Good answer.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
And the good thing is, Matt is now working at the college.
Oh, yeah. My son is is it the resident manager or the resident director? What's the proper?
I think
he works in the housing department.
Let's say resident director. That sounds
director sounds better. Yeah, he's in charge of Magnolia Hall.
There you go.
So he's living better than his parents live, and it's just a delight to see a dorm like that. Which is, I always tell them, it's the extension of the BSU.
Yes.
That's the BSU East. It's almost connected to our building. But that's the whole thing about this school, Adam. Is that, man, you're only as good as your leadership.
Right.
And I came here at a time when leadership was really blooming, and it has continued to be great. And that's across the board, from the top, the board of trustees, deans, and instructors and staff members, in your department. I think about all the great people, that have come through.
Yes.
And we're certainly, this school is very fortunate to have you. And I realize, you always pay tribute to the folks that do your work at other community colleges, and they're all good.
Yes, they are.
And I don't want to belittle any of them, but nobody's got one better than you, and we're the best on that. And I've been very fortunate because, again, like you said, who are some of the kids you remember? I remember every kid.
Mm-hmm.
I remember there was a line from a book that I read one time, Goodbye, Mr. Chips, where the teacher was retiring after 30 years, and he was an old man. He was in his 90s, And he looked at the kids that he was talking to, and he said, y'all are all thinking he doesn't know who I am. He doesn't remember me. And he said, but I do. He said, because in my mind, all of you are 18 years old.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I look at these, you know, you and me both, you know, when you look at them, they'll always be 19 and 20-year-old.
Yes.
And, you know, I remember all of them there. And to see them grow up, you know, and have them come back, and to see them with children of their own, and you know, and some of them unfortunately have children that decide to go to brand X, you know, colleges. It's okay.
We can't hold that.
It's
against
okay.
them.
No, we can't hold it.
As long as they're still part of the BSU,
and in their heart, they're part of us.
Yes.
You know, but that is such a joy and such a thrill. So we've been fortunate, and I've also been fortunate, you know, to be involved with athletics, where thank goodness, Itawamba's been good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Itawamba is, you know, we don't have a single sport that we don't care about,
right.
or we don't have a single sport that we haven't excelled at, or we don't have a sport here where nobody cares if we do anything. No, there's a lot of passion and a lot of effort and a lot of integrity. I mean, I'm sitting in a stadium where, you know, has anybody, I mean, there are people that can match it, obviously,
right.
You know, because, again, I don't want to belittle anybody else's facilities. They're all great, but I'm saying, I'm sitting in a place that indicates to every student who walks through here, we care about this thing.
Yes.
And we care about winning. You know, we want to win. And by and large, the kids we have had here overwhelmingly are kids that are like, yeah, I'm here because I want to win, and I'm here because I got a dream. I want to go on and I want to do beyond. Even if it's not sports, it's life.
Right.
We're fortunate to have that.
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
That's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
ICC fans, we've got you covered like never before. The all-new Let'sGoICC.com is your award-winning home for everything ICC athletics, and when it's game time or showtime, head to Let'sGoICCTV.com, the official streaming home for ICC athletics, fine arts, and other special events. Watch it live or on demand anytime, anywhere. Let'sGoICC.com and Let'sGoICCTV.com, your front row seat for all things ICC.
Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.
You belong at Itawamba Community College, and it all begins with orientation. Sign-ups are live, and this is your chance to get registered for classes, meet new friends, and get ready for an exciting year at ICC. Don't wait, spots are limited, and they're going fast. Head to iccms.edu/orientation and sign up today. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.
Head to Little Caesars and try new dippable 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99. With 16 deliciously shareable sticks, there are 16 reasons to try. Reason 1, they have a spicy side. Stop it, you naughty jalapeno. Reason 2, they're baking me hungry. Reason 3, pepperoni? Don't have to twist my arm. Reason 4, cheese? Yes, please. Reason 5, oh no, I'm running out of time. Try sharing Little Caesars new 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99.
Pizza.
Reason 16, did I mention they're dippable?
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
Well, I'm continuing my conversation here with Brother Chris Burrows, the former ICC Baptist Student Union Director, team chaplain of athletics here for 26 years at Itawamba Community College. Brother Chris, let's kind of shift gears and focus on the athletic side.
All right.
One thing I've always wanted to do, I've always wanted to get like you and Gene and some of those other guys that are just
all the real old guys.
Yeah, the real old guys. No.
Guys.
But no, it's one of those. I remember back in my TV7 days, I used to sit in the office and like you and I are chit-chatting right now with guys like Norris Ashley, Jimmy Guy McDonald.
Yeah.
I look back and I just kick myself so hard for not recording those conversations.
Well, and I know that ICC has plans to do that, you know, and I'm grateful for that. Even in the church that I'm a member of, Adam, you know, I've got a guy who was the captain of like the 1970 ICC baseball team, and he said, now when they do that, let me know. I want to be a part of it. Steve Ganaway. And by the way, a trivia note of Steve Ganaway, since I got everybody on the air, okay? Steve Ganaway grew up in California and played Little League ball. Do you know who was on his team?
Okay.
Kurt Russell.
Wow.
Wait a minute. And Paul Westphal.
Okay.
Yeah. He had a NBA coach and a movie star.
That's awesome.
On his, but that kind of thing, you know, you want to hear from it. And you and I have talked about, you know, the Harlan Hill Trophy.
Yep.
Harlan Hill, that's the D2 Heisman. Harlan Hill started his career here.
Yes.
And then moved to Florence State and became the, you know,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
This school has tremendous
history.
Oh, yeah, just fabulous stuff.
Let's just talk about some of those moments that kind of stand out in your head over the years.
Well, I tell you what, pick a sport, man. You know, like in men's basketball, certainly this year.
Okay.
Fabulous team, you know, because I thought Coach Wilson and staff and kids just scrapped and scrambled and found ways to win games, you know, and won a regular season state championship. Marty Cooper had the first couple of clubs, you know, that made the national tournament. You know, Shun Jenkins played at Ohio State. Anthony Brock played at Alabama. You know, those teams are fun to watch. And then, of course, Nancy Gray.
Yes.
You know, all of Nancy's great teams. You know, we had the Belmont girls here the other day watching the softball thing, and I forget the young lady's name, but you know the point guard from Belmont who hit 2 free throws as time expired. To put
Leslie Rodriguez.
Yes, but put us in the national tournament.
Yes.
I mean,
I remember that because I had to chase her all the way back. She refused to do an interview with me after the game.
Yeah,
she just didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to do it.
And I was like, okay, if it's going to be that way, then you don't realize who you're messing with. So I remember I caught up with her. I want to say we were playing we were playing in Jackson. So I want to say I caught up with her maybe around Canton with her family.
Yeah, she just didn't realize you were going to catch
I was like, oh no, we're doing an interview here.
Yeah.
So ended up doing that. But yeah, that was a fun one. Of course, I know baseball. My goodness, the early 2000s and before we talk about baseball, I want to give you a warning.
All right,
just careful what you talk about, Rick.
Yeah, right. I got you.
I'm kidding.
I got you. Well, you know, I was fortunate because Roy Cressup and I have been friends for decades.
Right.
And Roy really, ICC has been, you know, when kids would come here on recruiting, I would tell them, you know, there are great programs in this state. And I know you and I know this.
Yes.
I mean, every year you can say literally 6 teams in our region have a chance to win the national championship, legitimate chances to win the national championship. It's a big-time league. And ICC is usually one of those teams. And I tell them, you know, ICC was good in baseball in the 1950s. You know, they were winning, think about that, 70 years ago. You know, so it's a big deal here. You know, baseball actually means something here. It's not we came to the party late or anything. I'm happy for anybody who comes to the party.
Yes.
But, you know, it's kind of like Florida and SEC football. You know, they went the first 60 years, didn't win anything.
Yep.
And, you know, they're great now, but, you know, where were you for 60 years? You know, Itawamba was winning.
Yes.
You know, and at baseball, Itawamba means something. You know, at football, same thing in football. You know, it means something. It has meant something for 70 years. And when you have that approach, you know, I was lucky to be here with Roy Cressup, who really took it to you know, I mean, the field's named after him.
Right.
You know, I mean, he built the thing. He designed the thing. He put the teams together. And, you know, probably the most accomplished player anybody we've had from this program is Butch Thompson.
Yes.
From Amory, from Possum Trot Road and or Coontail Road.
Yep.
And, you know, Butch is one of Roy's players. You know, and when you were talking just earlier in the game, Adam, I'm going to bring this up. I thought was good. You know, you do a good job of when a hitter gets down 0-2, and you'll say the pitcher not bad. You know, pretty good pitch. I like that.
Yeah.
You know, and it was Butch Thompson who said famously, you know, in college baseball world, he went, 0-2 count. He said, we throw a competitive strike, or we throw a competitive ball.
Yes.
We want the pitch. And they said, where did you get that from? And he always goes, Roy Crescent.
Nice.
My coach at Itawamba Community College. Roy Crescent was the one who taught me you throw that. You know, our most successful coach in school history is Rick Collier, and that's Roy Cressup's guy.
Yes, yes.
So Roy was the one who built the foundation. You know, Chuck Box came in, gave us a great 2-3 year transition, you know, of, hey, we can raise this thing to another level. And then Rick was able to take it to another level. And I'm confident that where we're going, we're still going to be, I think Slater, you know, has a legacy to build. You know, and that's going to get done here because this school cares about baseball.
We got our bus driver, Mike West, now with baseball. He's checking in.
Don't make him any better than
Mike.
Nah,
not at all. He is.
That's another group of people. You know, we've been fortunate to have that. You know, guys that, I mean, the hours that you have spent, Adam, traveling with this team, you know, and you're putting your life in the hands of those people.
Yes.
You know, players are, you know, these have somebody's children on their bus and, you know, or in the van, and, you know, they do a great job of that. Guys like Mike and Super Dave, and I mean, we've had
Super Dave,
we've had
Darius,
people through, and Jason Williams now is the shop for. I mean, Jason is always on top of that. We're very fortunate to have what we have at Itawamba.
What I like about Mike is, and I hope he don't mind us talking about him for a little while.
Oh, it'll be okay.
One, great guy. Great guy. But he always one of those, like, when he knows I've got a van and we're going to go on a road trip that takes a weekend, he's like, if you think about it, give me that van key so just in case I need to run somewhere.
Yeah, just in case.
And I tell Mike, I was like, Mike, you can come steal my key. I don't care. So, but, yeah, we are. You hit a good point. That's a group of guys, individuals that really kind of don't get the praise that they deserve, or our bus drivers, our transportation people, because one, yes, they take our kids out. They keep the vehicles in shape to be able to. Yeah. And I've run into some personal issues with my vehicle, and they're like, man, just bring it by, let us look at it. We might not be able to fix it, but we can tell you what's wrong.
Right.
You know, and that's kind of the ICC way, that true family vibe.
We've been fortunate, you know, Adam, is that I've always told, you know, the truth is any strength of any organization is the people you have in it. And so, you know, I'm not going to belittle anybody else's people. They're all good people. But I'm just saying at Itawamba, man, we have always put a premium on communication, working together, realizing that this is not about us. This is about students. This is about the community, you know, and I'm proud that I was able to be a part of that. I mean, I really am, you know, and from my standpoint, you know, the churches, the people that put me in a position to do what I do, blessed, just blessed beyond compare.
Now, one sport we hadn't talked about, the sport we're at right now, is softball.
Let's do it.
Of course, I can throw some names at you. Teddy Bushelon.
Oh, me.
Chad Case.
Yes.
You got Andy Kirk, KB, and now Carson. It's a program that's really grown over the years and grown to national prominence. But, you know, kind of go back to some of the early memories of this softball program being developed.
Well, you know, Chad deserves credit. Chad Case deserves credit, you know, for bringing it to where we are now. I mean, Chad's the one, like Roy Cressup. He laid the foundation. And, you know, Chad being a former baseball player and a former BSUer, you know, from Clinton, you know, Chad had a great approach to softball. And I know it was really, you know, it was Dean Eaton, President Eaton, you know, that basically encouraged him to take that position when he was uncertain.
Yeah.
And, of course, you know, President Eaton had a way of making everybody kind of maybe see it his way.
Yes.
But, you know, Chad was able to take that. And I remember that first team he had, you know, the first team he had, Adam, was probably at best a 500 team. And he managed to squeeze a winning record out of that team. And they remind me a lot of the way East Central is playing this second game today. They just were competitive. They were solid. They did everything right fundamentally. And you'd look up and you'd go like, you know, and it fell in that category of like Norris Ashley used to have a phrase, you know, about teams that would play that way that he'd beat. And he'd say, you hate playing them because even when you beat them, you look bad.
Yeah.
They make you look bad.
Yes.
And Chad was able to take it to that. And then, man, when he was able to start recruiting, and I guess, you know, who's the best third baseman, you know, to ever come through here? Is it Laura Andrews?
You got Larry Andrews,
New Zealand, and or is it, you know, is it Mamie Hollinghead? Is it, you know, I mean,
Corey Waters.
Oh, God, Corey Waters. Yeah, what a player.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, and you go down and you look, and he was able to recruit. And then, of course, I heard you refer to the other day when we were at Northeast, you know, Maddie Miney, the Miney girls. You know, that was really, I think, probably maybe, and I'm not trying to belittle anybody else, but I want to say that was the first really great player that we signed from over in the Olive Branch, DeSoto, Central, German, you know, those schools. and really got a foothold there with great players that came through that. And he was always able to get good out-of-staters, whether it was Coco from Squatchcounty, Tennessee. But we were looking down the list today. One of the young ladies from East Central is from Springville, Alabama. And ICC's had a handful of players come from Springville, Alabama, Pale City, Alabama, that were outstanding players, So Chad did fabulous work, and then you followed that, with Andy Kirk. And Andy just, so close to winning a national championship. And then, again, I will always think in my mind, I think COVID may have robbed us of a national championship. Certainly a team that had an opportunity to win a national championship. And the field's named after him, and deservedly so. Andy, fabulous. And, and Andy was a good player. I covered Andy when I was at the Journal. He was at Ingomar. Andy was a, standout player, really bright, really smart, good family, really good family. This school, again, has had good leadership. I think back all the football coaches, we had good men, kind of men you trust your son with. And
Guys, you're not going to believe the luck I've had lately. Just the other day, I had a flat tire, thought I was in big trouble. Before I know it, somebody pulled over, fixed the tire.
Oh, that's not luck, Kirk. It's because
That's not the only thing. How about when I'm in a studio, drop the cell phone, bang, shatters completely. Guy hands me a brand new cell phone.
Yeah, Kirk, that's because you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
Yeah, roadside assistance, cell phone protection, coupon straight to your phone.
And another discount with Renaissance Rewards Extra, Mr. Herbstreit.
Life's just easier when you have Renaissance Rewards Extra.
ICC fans, we've got you covered like never before. The all-new Let'sGoICC.com is your award-winning home for everything ICC athletics, and when it's game time or showtime, head to Let'sGoICCTV.com, the official streaming home for ICC athletics, fine arts, and other special events. Watch it live or on demand anytime, anywhere. Let'sGoICC.com and Let'sGoICCTV.com, your front row seat for all things ICC.
Are you in the market for a new or used vehicle? Look no further than Metro Ford. We have an incredible selection of F-150s, Explorers, Broncos, and so much more. Whether you're looking for a rugged truck for the job site or a family-friendly SUV, our expert team is here to help you find the perfect vehicle to fit your lifestyle and budget. And with our streamlined financing process, getting behind the wheel of your dream car has never been easier. Stop by today and experience the Metro Ford difference. We're conveniently located at 1000 Barnes Crossing Road in Tupelo. Online at MetroFordAutoSales.com. That's MetroFordAutoSales.com.
You belong at Itawamba Community College, and it all begins with orientation. Sign-ups are live, and this is your chance to get registered for classes, meet new friends, and get ready for an exciting year at ICC. Don't wait, spots are limited, and they're going fast. Head to iccms.edu/orientation and sign up today. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.
Head to Little Caesars and try new dippable 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99. With 16 deliciously shareable sticks, there are 16 reasons to try. Reason 1, they have a spicy side. Stop it, you naughty jalapeno. Reason 2, they're baking me hungry. Reason 3, pepperoni? Don't have to twist my arm. Reason 4, cheese? Yes, please. Reason 5, oh no, I'm running out of time. Try sharing Little Caesars new 4-in-1 sticks for only $7.99.
Pizza.
Reason 16, did I mention they're dippable?
It feels like the deck is stacked against you before you even start your business. What's the difference between someone who fails and someone who succeeds? To succeed, you need an edge. You might invent technology that nobody else can imagine. Maybe you make the perfect product with the perfect fit. But what every successful business has is a bank that is there for them. Instead of saying slow down, a bank that asks, what's next? Renaissance Bank, understanding you.
I want to read some of these records. Of course, these are modern-day records.
Yeah.
Most runs in the season, Mackenzie Patterson.
Yeah.
The 2019.
What did you say? The only player we've ever had that's been voted?
Yes.
We've had pitchers of the year.
Yeah, we've had pitchers of the year, player of the year. But this is career numbers. So she had 121 runs scored. That's the most. Behind her in second place, Alex Brown with 114.
Oh, gee. That's a tough out, isn't it?
Yeah. Haley Moore with 99. Mamie Hollandhead with 90. And then rounding out top 5, Corey Childs with 88.
New site. She could really go.
Most hits in a career, surprise, surprise on these two being the top 2. Mamie Hollandhead, 167.
Yeah.
Alex Brown, 126.
Yeah.
Haley Moore with 122. Here it is again, Mackenzie Patterson with 117. And here's a name that actually two names, Meg Sullivan and Samantha Conley.
Wow.
Each with 110 career hits.
Now, there's two out-of-staters for you. Meg, let's see.
Meg was from Springville, was she not?
I believe Meg was from Springville.
And then Sam down in Louisiana.
Man. And
recently.
her dad.
Oh, yeah, her dad's great. He might still be listening right now.
Bus driver.
Yes, bus driver. He said if there's ever a job opening for a bus driver, to let him know. Let's see here. Most doubles, and these are pretty much going to stay the same.
Yeah.
Mamie Hollandhead, Alex Brown, both tied with 42.
Well, Adam, both of them could run, too.
Yes.
So anything that got down on the ground out there, they had a chance. If you didn't hit it right at somebody, they had a chance to get to.
Riley Tyree, who's having a nice career, I think, out at Montevello right now.
Riley was, you look down the list, and maybe she's underrated.
Mm-hmm.
Riley was a very good player, and KB recruited her and was a good player here,
She had 35, then Kara Hayes with fourth with 26. And here's a current member of the roster, Maddie Porter, fifth with 24.
I wonder, and how good a year.
Yes.
We've had a great year.
Yep.
But a healthy Maddie Porter, you wonder how many more games that might have made a difference. And she's playing now.
Yep.
And even though, she's not 100%, less than 100%, Maddie Porter is still a really good player. You
Big
like
time.
having her on the team.
And this is what's going to be impressive on this. Most triples.
All right.
These aren't going to be big numbers, but these are career. Triples are hard to get.
Yeah, you got to be able to run to make a triple.
So Kara Hayes leading that with 9.
And Kara may have been, we've had good catchers here.
Mm-hmm.
We've had a lot of good catchers here. We were talking about Samantha Conley.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had good catchers here.
Yeah.
I think Kara was the best running catcher we ever had. Kara could really run. And triples, I can see where she'd be on that list.
Haley Moore's second with 9. Third is Maddie Miney with 7, who technically only played one season.
Wow.
Because of that COVID
That's
year.
unbelievable.
And then here's somebody, and Yule and Coach Kirk and I, of course, me being a Calhoun County person.
Yeah, okay.
Lakin Schenkel.
Oh,
Her, Courtney Roberts, and Mamie Hollandhead all tied with fourth with 6.
Lakin was a real gamer, wasn't she?
Mm-hmm.
I do remember that we would feed the kids, always one meal or 2 meals a year down at the BSU, and then they'd have karaoke.
Mm-hmm.
And Lakin would always want to play Cotton Eye Joe.
That sounds about
Joe.
right. And then let's see, most career home runs. AB currently holds that mark at 21.
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Shands is behind her at 19. Now, I'm not sure what CC did in her 2 years.
Right, because
I know she holds the single season.
Yeah.
And, of course, this is just dating back to when we've had the Presto website. Alex Brown, Corey Watterson tied with third at 12. Summer Kreider with 11. That's the top 5 in home runs. Total bases, Mamie and Alex right there at the top. Most runs batted in, Mamie and Alex right there at the top.
Yeah.
Most extra bases, stop me if you've heard this before, Mamie and Allen both tied
but
at
I
first.
think they would both tell you, as great a careers as Mamie and Alex had, and they're both fabulous players and fabulous people too. But I mean, they played on good teams.
They did.
They had runners on base. They were in positions in the batting order to where they could produce, and they took advantage of their opportunities.
Yeah, it's starting to break up a little bit. Still raining a little bit. We're going to take and kind of pan the camera around real quick so we can show you where the rain is coming from.
And this is the best it's looked in how long?
About the last 30 minutes, to be honest with you. So kind of see right there with our camera. If I can get it to move. There we go. You're seeing the clouds breaking up over there towards the football and baseball fields. But speaking of Alex Brown, today is Greg Brown's birthday.
That guy deserves a medal, doesn't he?
He does. He does. I texted him this morning, told him happy birthday, hope he has a good day. And it's one of those that, if you ever know Greg, he is a character amongst characters.
Yeah, he is. And a great guy.
And
we've had good parents, haven't we?
Yes,
good and grandparents. We've been very fortunate here.
And, one of his jokes is how Angie never listens to him. If y'all don't know who, that's his wife. And so I said him, he's like, she just never listens. She won't do what I tell her to, knowing good well that if she snaps, he's going to jump.
Oh, that's exactly right.
But,
most of us.
Yeah. So I sent him a text this morning. I was like, well, since it's your birthday, hopefully Angie will listen to you and do what you say today. So he got a good kick out of that.
It ought to be a good Father's Day for him every year, shouldn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, it really should be. Yep. He's the guy in the family, so.
You know, we continue to talk about softball. We talk about those families that come through. That's, you know, again, one of my favorite things. Not just softball, soccer, and all the sports. You see the kids meet, like Mamie's got her kids now. Samantha recently had her, Corey, and all those. And then you look at the kids that just meet, and then they, I know they didn't meet here, but Jesse and Patterson and Joseph Kuhn.
Man, I tell you.
Yeah, that two former, I think, All-Americans here at ICC.
Oh, give scholarships to the kids right now.
Right now. Yeah, they've got a spot on this.
They can. But she could play, couldn't she?
Yeah,
Man, and Joseph, fabulous.
Yep.
I mean, if he was pitching right now, it makes you wonder, could anybody beat Joseph Kuhn?
That's
right
true.
now? And he's,
That's
40 years old?
Yeah. He's going to be close to me.
Could they beat him? I don't know. He could really go.
Yep.
He could really go. But you again, Adam, the great thing for you and for me, I know, is you look at them and you go, wow, their husbands are for softball. Their husbands are lucky, their children are lucky, the communities that have them are lucky, the places where they work are lucky to have, the churches are fortunate to have them. All of them are just, we were very fortunate here to be able to say we've got people here that care about you. We have a program that's going to win. We're going to provide everything that you need to be successful. All you got to it's going to be about you. Can you answer the call? And 90% of those kids, they answer that call
100%.
and say, "I'll give you the best I got." And today I know it's we've talked about it before, you and I, that if you play 50 softball games a year, there's going to be 5 to 10 you show up and you win. It doesn't matter what you do. You just win. And there's going to be 5 to 10 games you show up, and, man, it's just not.
It's not your day.
It's not your day.
Yep.
And, we had 2 of those at Colin. Of course, the fact that Colin, number 1 in the nation,
they're
might
still
have
pretty
something to do
good.
with it. But nevertheless, you're not going to win that day. But you hope, in a game like this where it's not your best day and it hasn't been your best game, that there's still time to snatch it at the end.
Yep.
Because, you're playing for seeding. I think it's hard to explain to people who don't understand community college softball. And we certainly don't want to belittle Colin, who's on the top, or Pearl River, who's number 2. Certainly, there's a reason you're 1 and 2. But the first 8 teams in the tournament, any of those 8 teams can win.
Yes.
They can win the national championship if they get hot.
That's all it takes, to get hot at the right time.
You get hot, number 8 can beat number 1 with no problem and sweep them right out the door. So you're playing for seeding. ICC's in that group.
Yep.
And unless there's a total collapse, which we don't anticipate, we're going to be in that group. And you want to win. You want to be in as good a seeding position as you can be.
Yep.
And that's what we're playing for. And I hope in a game with that magnitude, in terms of the stakes, we're able to get it in. But it certainly looks better than it did.
Yeah, I breaking up big time here. Rain's still falling, but I imagine we should probably see, of course, I don't have the radar pulled up, but the way the rain's looking and the way the clouds are moving, traditionally, probably I'd say about another 10 to 15 minutes worth of rain, then we'll be able to start drying the field off and all that good stuff. Brother Chris, I have truly enjoyed this conversation.
No, it's been my pleasure, Adam. And again, you were a joy when you were a student. You were a joy as you came in here, and I'm proud of what you've been able to do and accomplish here. And again, we're the school, and they know this. I want people to know when they hear this. The school knows how fortunate they are to have you. And if you're a parent and you're wondering, my kid's going to play at Itawamba, or my kid's thinking about playing at Itawamba, will I be able to see them? Will I be able to keep up with them? Will I be able to follow them? And I'm like, they can't go anywhere where it's better than here.
I appreciate that.
They can't. And they won't have a guy who's more concerned. And, the text that you get, the people who still keep in contact with you regularly, shows the relationships that you've built and what a great job you've done. And I know I can say this certainly from my own personal experience. Whether coaches appreciate you or not. And Adam, the coaches here have been incredibly grateful, past and present, for what you've provided and what you've been able to do for them. And we're blessed. So for you to give me the time that you've given me, and I'm more than thankful. I appreciate it.
No, I appreciate that. This is not going to be the last time. I'm going to get us again together where we can sit down and talk a few.
It all leads to this moment. It started with stepping out and discovering what you're capable of. Planning your future while learning, serving, and getting a real collegiate experience. Because the place you start can change everything. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.
You belong at Itawamba Community College, and it all begins with orientation. Sign-ups are live, and this is your chance to get registered for classes, meet new friends, and get ready for an exciting year at ICC. Don't wait, spots are limited, and they're going fast. Head to iccms.edu/orientation and sign up today. Itawamba Community College. You belong here.